So on this very special episode, we are joined by a Hindu priest, Dilip, who actually did my grandmother's final puja. It was one of the most beautiful ceremonies. My God, it was, even when I think of it now, I get goosebumps because it was so powerful, Dilip. And to this day, the youngsters in particular, because you spoke both in English, Gujarati, and Sanskrit, we understood so much more and understood, death, despite being so hard, the afterlife is so much more better. So I wanted to start the first question off is, how important is this final samskaras, or this final Hindu rites and rituals?
Oh, it is really, really very important, because when our beloved one passed away, we feel with grief and feel with sadness. And that is the only hour or something like that we have to say them goodbye. So if we touch them, if we do the things to them, what they like and everything, and some of our Hindu ritual, like put the chandan tika and put the ganga jal, put some tulsi leaves with a little bit gold, and then sprinkle sesame seeds and the barley seeds on the body to protect from any evil, because we believe in incarnation.
Yeah.
And that is why until we bury or cremate the body, we have to protect the body.
Yes. Yes.
Also, we put some rice flour pinned, one for head, two for arms, and two for legs. And that is also, it is the food for the evil spirits. If you are there, come there, there is a food there, so they can't touch the body.
Wow. And Dilip, I'm going to go back to the beginning, of course, and I'm going to start with the coronavirus in particular. So that moment when, your loved one or whoever passes away, what's the first immediate thing that should be done? Because I know you mentioned tulsi leaves or gold or something, but sometimes, if you've passed away in hospital, you probably don't have access to all of that immediately until the actual, Antim Vidhi day, the actual funeral day. So what do you do straight away?
Straight away, just we can't do them many things, because we can't see the body.
No.
Even loved ones can see the body, and that is why I approach so many our funeral directors and give them the Ganga Jal and tell them how to sprinkle it on the body, or how to just take a little bit shower like that on whole body, and then put the clothes on, because they are doing everything.
Yeah.
And I explain to them how to do that, and they even put everything.
Wow.
Put the flowers and the sesame seeds, and what generally we put some ghee on the body or butter on the side.
Yes.
They really help. Really, really, I'm very obliged to, and they are so patient. I went to the co-op funeral directors, and they have got meeting, and they write down everything. They wrote down everything, and they say, just supply us with the thing and we will do it. Even the incense stick, they even burn incense sticks and put the diya and ghee diya, not the candle.
Wow.
And that is the main thing.
Yeah.
And
Dilip, I'm sorry to interrupt. I was going to say, so if there is someone from any funeral director, anyone from the nurses to the doctors who are there, exactly what should they do? So what's the first? Should they? Do you know, for example, when Ma passed, we said Swaminarayan, Swaminarayan. Some say Om Shanti, some say Ram, Krishna.
Yeah.
What should nurses and doctors say in that very final moment, and how should they sprinkle the water?
Yes, what I explained to them, that just if you don't know nothing, then Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Because Lord Shiva is the destroyer, but he's a very good God.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so if you give the name as many times possible, and that put the body to ready for cremation, because we know that he or she passed away, but inside they have all the emotions and feelings because we are attached physically or emotionally with the person who passed away. And that emotions, we have to just express it at that time.
Yes.
So, and we really, really believe that they are hearing everything.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So I told them that's Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Put the Ganga Jal in your hand and put all over the body, or sprinkle all over the body, and other things. Yeah, and they do also garland, and also they really respect our all the customs and everything.
Well, and I agree. I think people who are not familiar with the Hindu dharma, or any dharma, and when you get someone who can explain that, even if you don't have some Ganga Jal, you can say Om Namah Shivaya, and yeah, and even water. And when we say what Dilip Bhai, so just to summarize what Dilip Bhai is just saying there, he's saying that in them very final moments, as they are about to pass, chant the holy mantra, or just whisper in their ear and say Om Namah Shivaya, and just sprinkle the water, just even if you just get it from a cup, clean water, and just sprinkle it over the deceased, and that for us is enough, because then the prayers start at home. So when the deceased is passed, they're in hospital, and we're talking about the coronavirus situation at the moment. What should we do, at home? Because we feel helpless. Obviously, usually we would go to the funeral home, we would put fresh clothes, we would bathe them, we would do the chandan and all of that. But what can we do now? What can we do?
And you are right, because I have done so many just passed away in COVID, and they can't see them, their beloved one. So I told them that everybody has photo of the person who passed away. So I told them to take Ganga Jal from me, or I will supply them. Yeah. And then wash the photo with Ganga Jal, put the tika, chandan tika on, put the flower garland on, and just sit in face, sit
face
opposite. Yeah, yes. And then the prayers. And I have some prayers also that I give them in the print up page, and I give them that this is you can do, because many people don't know our Sanskrit and Gujarati and Hindi even. Yeah. So it is in English, and translation also in English, so they can understand why they are doing it.
Yes.
And yes. They feel good.
And why are they doing it, Dilip? Why are they doing these mantras?
These mantras, because who passed away, he passed away. But who left here, who are living, and every time we don't want to let go our beloved one. And when they passed away, we get confused. Yes. Even we are so much educated and everything, but we get confused. And our prayers give us strength to think, because at that time we have to be very, very, very strong, because still the body has not cremated. And sometimes it takes 3-4 weeks even.
Yes.
Yes. And that is the time that if you pray every day, put the tea, what he or she is drinking, put some food there. So you
make that transition easy.
Yes. And you feeling that, okay, he or she is with here now even.
Wow.
Because until we bury or cremate body, we can't get that comfort in ourselves.
The attachment is still there to the shell or the vehicle of the body.
Yes.
And Dilip Bhai, I have to ask, and I've never had any clarity, and I still probably don't understand, why are these 13 days? Why 13 days? Is it 13 days for the body to pass? Is it 13 days that it takes for the soul to acquire a body? There's so many misconceptions, and I'd love that clarity.
Very simple. In our Hindu religion, or any religion actually, in our Hindu religion, 13 days. It is 13 days grieving period. Grieving. In short. Yes, your beloved passed away, you are really, really grieving yourself, you have said yourself. but who passed away, he or she don't want that you just go in a depression and make your life miserable. They want us to progress and make the good of life more than they have done.
Yeah.
That is why only 13 days to grieve. In 30 days, everybody come, or phone or iPad or anything. So there are so many media things now, so they can come in touch. And then the prayers. Why the prayers? It is the end of grieving period.
Right.
And that is why you remember that when I done the 13-day puja.
Yes.
We have to take shower and put new clothes.
Yeah.
How can we put new clothes when we know
that our loved ones,
that he's not here? But somebody has to make them actually. And somebody has to inform them that who passed away, they don't want you to be sad all the time, grieving all the time, and make your life miserable and your family life miserable.
Wow, my God, that's so powerful. I didn't know.
If son is grieving, if daughter is grieving, then whole family.
Wow. And again, just to summarize what Dilip is saying there is that these 13 days are so essential for us to grieve. I think the important thing that really stood out, Dilip, is the fact that you're right. We can, imagine if we were alone and we didn't have this connection or these 13 days to grieve as a family. Even if it is through Zoom or whatever it may be, there's a sense of togetherness. There's a sense of sharing your grief with your loved ones. And I can say from experience with the passing of Ma, them 13 days where all the family were together, we were all sharing a common grief, and it made it that much more easier. So thank you for clarifying that, Dilip. What usually happens, again, I'm just gonna just for those who are watching, I'm just gonna clarify that in them 13 days you would usually go to the one who's passed away, to their homes. You would cook every day, you would do bhajans and kirtans every night, and it's like I said, it's praying. They bring positive vibes, they bring positive energy when you sing hymns of the Lord with instruments. And some of the geets or some of the kirtans are so powerful. I know, like I'm trying to think of one of the ones kirtans that we sang, Manasano Avtar Ne Malire Fari, and just some of the words. Did this help you with the grieving process? So I think, Dilip, the next question, just a natural progression from what you're talking about. The 13th day come. Okay, no, sorry. We talk about after the Antim Vidi, the final rites, then the funeral day. What should we do? Is that do the people who are doing the main puja, usually the sons of the immediate family, what colors do they have to wear? What do they need to prepare? Is it essential for a Hindu priest to be present?
There are many things, but they can wear white clothes.
White clothes.
It is the peace. And then also it says that the person is not happy. And that is why we cut the hair and the bald head and everything.
So why do we cut the hair?
Yes.
Like, why do we cut the?
That it is for cleaning of yourself.
Okay.
You are who are responsible one. He passed away, but it is the duty of son or daughter there to take the responsibility and have a fresh body and clean mind. Not to forget who passed away, but to remember them as a god or goddesses, as a Holy Spirit, like a holy angel.
Wow.
And then your grief automatically come down. You can just talk to them.
It's like
I talk to my dad every day. If any problem, I say, Dad, come on, please. And I get the answer. If you believe in yourself and your beloved one, you always get the answer. And you always get proper answer.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
Yes.
So that's quite interesting, because you're right. You know, when they do shave their heads and they do the mundan,
Yeah.
it's a brand new chapter, and that white is always associated with purity, angel, just a very peaceful color. And then I know there's murats to have, like, so there's special auspicious times to have the final rites. Is that something the priest will determine, or?
Actually, when somebody passed away, there is no, we have to not see the good time or shubh muhurta like that. Just on the 13th day or 12th day or 11th day, we can do this ritual.
Sure.
And make them free from our bond.
Okay.
Because this is the detachment ritual. When we don't like to detach with anybody.
No.
Even in the living life also. And if we have to do that, we feel with sadness and everything.
Yeah.
But this is the person we can't see now.
Yeah.
Only in videos or photos.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what and you know what's really interesting? I read that in your lifetime, it's very unlikely that someone's gonna perform an aarti or put a tilak or and put a garland around. It's usually that honor is given to a king or a very prestigious person. So that's the utmost honor and dignity send off you give to the person who carried the atma for however many years. And I can't think of a bigger honor than that in the Antim Vidhi. For me, it was that helped so much with the agreement, because we were able to give Ba that goodbye. And I think that, I'm sure many share that sentiment as well. Again, with COVID, are Hindu priests, like you, Dilip, I'm sure there's so many other Hindu priests, are they joining through Zoom and instructing everyone how to do the vidhi? Because obviously the mantras are so powerful, so we wouldn't be able to know them.
Yes, I have helped many actually. Actually, in April, 3 weeks, every day some funeral.
Oh, gosh.
All are not the COVID, but many are COVID. But we go to the crematorium and just do all these prayers and everything. Even I wear everything for protecting me and the people, but they want that.
Yeah.
And then I go home also with them, because young people don't know what to do in home.
No.
And that, as you say, on Zoom or on this our
Teams, Microsoft Teams, and all of that.
Yeah. I have done ritual also on this.
Wow.
Media.
So, I mean, just for those who many of us have lost loved ones, and many of us had to do this, this final rites and rituals. And as Dilip is really explaining clearly to us, that Hindu priests are accessible through, Zoom calls, video calls, and it is somewhat essential to have a Hindu priest reciting the mantras or guiding us on, get the coconut, get the chokha, get the kumkum jano, get the tulsi, and, preparing that so you're able to follow step by step. And just for the youngsters who perhaps are taking charge of the final rites, I know during Ma's time, we were very proactive, and we learned how to make a garland with fresh flowers, getting the photograph, making a divo out of ghee, and they were just some of the small instructions. So again, just in 3 points, at home, having a photograph of those who's passed away, just putting some fresh flowers and lighting a candle. But a homemade divo is more better than a candle, isn't it?
Yeah, generally we do the diva of ghee.
Ghee.
Oh yes, because yes, candle is fine if it is not available, ghee or oil, nothing is available. But if it is available, it is a pure thing.
Yeah.
Ghee, incense stick.
Yeah, incense stick.
Yeah. Yes.
And I know
it makes the surround climate very, very calm also.
The smell, like chandan smell or the sandalwood smell, it's natural.
Yes.
And then, sorry, this may sound really like a small question, but putting a white chadar down, is that necessary just for when you have your bhajan bhakti? Is that all very necessary, or is that just...
Oh, no.
Okay.
No. Do the prayers with your heart.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you have to sit on chair, just sit on chair. But you have uncomfortable, not comfortable on the ground, then you don't do prayer not nicely.
Yeah.
And this we are doing for who passed away and for us.
Yeah. Perfect.
To prayer that give us strength to do. And if you notice that so many things we have to gather on that day of puja, and that makes you be busy.
Yeah, your mind's
and time also 2 or 3 hours, 4 hours. It also makes you busy.
Yeah.
And when you do yourself, you at the end of ritual, you really feel in yourself that yes, we have sent our mom or dad with the God now, and this transition period starts now. So we have not to worry now. We have done everything what we can. So from next day, you will change slowly. Yeah, it takes time, but you feel the strength inside from your beloved one actually. Because they always bless us, always.
And you're so right, Dilip. I think you beautifully put it. There's so much pressure that we need to do this, we need to do that, but actually, like Dilip, I said, no, do it how you want, just as long as you do it from the heart. It's peaceful, take it easy, just keep it steady, there's no rush. And that final ritual, that Antim Vidi ritual that you do, is to just have your moment of goodbye with God. It does make it so much more easier. Now, Dilip, after the funeral rites, say, you bring your beloved one home, you do the Antim Vidi, then you head towards a crematorium. Just to remove any myths, women can go to the crematorium, can't they?
Oh yes. It is also in ancient time also that they are allowed, but we are cremate the body in open.
Yes.
And women are always very sensitive.
Yes.
And they can't control their emotions.
Yeah.
And when you see somebody burning, so that is the strong-hearted man can do it. Now the women are more strong than men even.
Yes. Yeah, but before...
Now also this cremation is totally different. Now we can't see nothing.
No.
But we can do prayers.
Yeah. And like, for example, when you get to the crematorium, so it's just, is there any vidi that we have to do once we get there? Because I know in the UK, the crematorium, it's a very it's a simple process, isn't it? You do, the family will do their speeches, the pujari will say, or the Hindu priest will say a few words, and then it's just, and then the cremation process starts, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We have around only 20-25 minutes now. Before it is a 1 hour. But just we can do the essential what we have to. Like I address to the 2 minutes quiet, 2 minutes peace for who passed away. And I address the people, and they all repeat after me. That he passed or she passed away. Please God, put in your feet and everything. And then our Santi song, peace song. अब सौंप दिया इस जीवन का, सब भार तुम्हारे हाथों में. God, everything in our hand now.
It's yours.
So from that moment we are giving up. We are giving up our sorrow to the God.
Wow.
Just give us strength. And who passed away, give them the place in your feet, with you. Like that. And then I read the 15th chapter of Gita, and this 15th chapter is a very good. It is a Purushottam Yoga. If you read it, you go through it, you can understand that why we have to read it. It gives so much knowledge, and it gives us strength also.
So it's the 15th chapter.
15th chapter, Purushottam Yoga.
Purushottam Yoga. Wow. Oh my gosh.
And then the people give speeches. And then there is 4 mantras from our Bhagavad Gita, from our Vedas.
From the Vedas.
The soul is never born nor dies. nor does it become being after, because it's unborn, eternal, everlasting, and ancient.
Yeah.
Even though the body is slain, the soul is not.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think one of the things that stood out in bars, again, I keep referring back to my bar because that's my first experience with death so close, and it was that it was the video where I remember saying there is no such thing as death in Hinduism. It's the death of the body, the death of the shell. It's the death of the vehicle that has been the home for the Atma, and I found that really powerful because, you know, without the soul, the body, you know, there's just no connection. So for me, that was really powerful as well.
Yes, yeah.
So after that, no, so the material that you need for the crematorium is just, you know, is just a photograph, and the crematorium usually in the UK, you know, you've got your lectern, you've got your speech facilities, and and you know, pretty much all the materials that you need for the Antim video for the final rites have already been in prep, have already been put into the casket anyway. So
Yes.
that's all you need. Oh, brilliant. And then after that, oh, sorry, I have to ask again, Dilip, why is it important for the for Hindus to be cremated?
We believe, you know, ashes to ashes,
Yeah, just
earth to earth.
yeah,
But which Hindus strongly believe that if you bury it, it is fine, but it takes time. It's time to just body totally, it not decompose just like that.
yeah.
And cremation, within hours, you are in ash.
Yeah.
And that is why we take the ashes and put in the water.
Yeah.
If possible in Ganga,
Yeah.
or otherwise in sea, we spread the ashes. Okay,
Yeah.
now he or she is with us and they are not.
Yes. Yes.
And that is the last thing we do. If we bury it, then every year or every time when you pass from that, you just remember it, and sometimes you feel with again the grief, and
yeah, yeah.
And that is why 13 days, just get rid of your grief and slowly take charge of your life.
Yeah.
And make them proud who passed away.
It
That
is.
you can take the responsibilities.
It is, and again, we refer back to the 13 days being so important in terms of, remember that our loved one is transitioning. We don't want to hold them back. You know, we don't want to hold them back with our grief. We want to keep praying and saying, because the afterlife is so much more beautiful. You know, you are with God. Finally, you're out of that misery and pain and materialism that this world has to offer, and the afterlife is so much more peaceful. Again, with the Asti Visarjan ceremony, there is no pressure for it to be in you know, go to India or go to Ganga. You know, it's you know, preferably if you can go. Sometimes affordability, time, or exactly. You know, safety.
Yeah.
So
but and sometimes I have seen that people know that he or she wishes there. Yes, they have spread ashes on like a seaside or on the hills, or somebody. I have to go with sometimes in the power boat, because he or she is very interested in that.
Yeah.
So in power boat, and we have to spread it.
Yeah.
Or on the top of the mountain, or in the helicopter.
Yeah.
So many the different wish people have.
So many different ways. So Dilip, what we're going to do, we're going to just take a short break and follow up with part 2, and then we can just have a quick break, and then we'll start with part 2.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.